Well, good afternoon, good morning, or whenever you're watching this. Hey, today what we're going to show you is Adobe InDesign. Okay, and if you remember, Adobe InDesign's over here on our side here, alphabetically InDesign. Right now we're using 2023. We're going to click it on. I've already opened it up. What we want to show you is you're going to make a almost like a newspaper, but how to bring text in and things like that. So you're going to say new file, and we want an 8.5 by 11. And a couple of things you can do right here. It's an 8 by if I can talk, it's an 8.5 by 11. It's one page, and we're going to have, and I'm going to call it. This is called text wrap. So I'm going to give it my last name for so it'll be Tilly text wrap. Okay, and I might say fall 2023. Okay. So we know it's 8.5 by 11. We're going to make it 3 columns. And I apologize. There it is. 3 columns. And I've clicked preview so you can actually see it working right there. So it's 3 columns, and the margins are a half inch. I probably want to go 0.375. Okay. This little lock, that means that all of them are the same way. Make sure you're in inches. Okay. And we're going to make a one-page little paper here. So we're going to hit create. And now this is my little page. Okay. In the shared drive, we have given you, and I'll have it as a link, we're going to place pictures. So there's the pictures, there's the text wrap, and so we can do those type of things. Okay. So it's under assignments, yearbook. So you go to this year's yearbook assignments, double click that, go to text wrap, and these things will be in here, okay? So what we're going to first begin with is, if I can get myself out of the way here, hit cancel. I want to put a placeholder, okay? This is called a rectangle frame tool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and drag across 2 columns. You know what? I actually think I might have go 4. So I'm going to lay out, and I'm going to add a 4th column. Nothing more than that. There you go. So now I got 4 columns. Okay. And I'm going to pull this frame to go 3 columns wide. Okay. I'm going to put a picture in there. So I click on that box. I go File, Place, and I'm going to get the football picture. And that's my hometown team in 1973. That was a perfect season. Now, if you notice, if I zoom in here, we're cutting people off. And there you go. We're cutting people off, okay? Because you can see half their heads are gone, okay? So what we're going to do is there's these buttons up here, fit proportionally. There's that. This is what it would look like that way, content proportionally, okay? There's that, which is, I can click, if it stay there, fit content to the frame, fit frame to content. Okay, you can center it and content where. Okay, so that just filled it up. Okay, and we've kind of distorted. This was my head coach. Love him to this day. 73, so he is easily, I think he's older than he's maybe late 70s. I still respect him to this day. Okay, so this is a picture. Okay, and now what we're going to do up here is we're going to put a headline. So we're going to type in Greencastle, and we're going to type in just Greencastle, perfect, and I'm going to put in all caps, perfect season. Oops. I hope to type it in all caps, wouldn't it? Perfect season. But I don't want all caps on that. Okay. And I'm going to make this really big. So you can pull down here and go 72 point. That was almost too much. Okay, we can go right here and you can see. Okay, that's too much. So let's go down to 36. And I got to select it all and say 36. There you go. And if I hit the Shift Control greater than symbol, right, basically the period, I now can get it to get a little bit bigger. Okay. Now we're going to come back to that, but there is that picture. Okay. And there is the headline. Okay. Now what we're going to do is I'm actually going to shift the photo over a column. Okay. And we're going to go view overprint again. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in a couple other things. First of all, we have in the folder for you that we shared with you this is a Google Doc of the article. Okay. And so if we're going to type some stories in Google Doc, all you have to do is hit Control A, which is select all. So there should be a select all, and I just did it. So if you go edit, select all, and you go edit, copy. Now I'm going to go back over to InDesign. I'm going to take my text tool, and I'm just going to drag. Let me get it out here. Come on. There you go. And I made a little text box. This is called the text box. And I'm going to take my T and just click inside here and hit paste. And right there it is. And there is part of the article. Okay. It's not all of it, but it's part of it. Okay. So the next thing, what we're going to do is we're going to make this article go across the columns. Okay. This T, if I use my pointer tool, that means, see that little plus? That means there's more type. Okay. And if I move over here, if I hold the space bar and click my mouse, I can move around the screen. I'm going to hold, hopefully, it used to be Gary. No, there it is. If you click it and see how you have a up and down squirrely arrow versus that. Okay, if you do this, what this means is it's going to go across the columns and put the text in. Okay, I'll show you what happens if you don't. If you do it this way, it just goes to the bottom. Okay, so if you have a long story that's like 15 pages, you got to do each column that way. That kind of sucks. So let's let the computer do it. So I hold the Shift and click that little box. Oops. Hold the Shift and click. And there it is. Now you notice that it went over the photo. That's not what we want. So we're going to click on the photo, and it's called Text Wrap. And I'll show you how to get to it. You go into Window, Text Wrap, and you want to click this icon, wrap around the box. So we wrapped around it, but right now it's like butting right up against it, really. So we want to say, let's give it a little room to breathe. Okay? So we put it in margins, and I really don't want this box over there on top of the photo. Okay? But as you can see, I still have another little bit of text. So I'm going to click here and click. So it was a really short article, So that's the other column. That's the finished part of it. Now, a couple of things we still have to add is another picture. So we're going to go File, Place. And I'm going to, let me make a placeholder. I'm going to put it right here. Okay. And, yeah. Did I click the right one? I apologize. So, yeah, we're going to make a placeholder. And then I'm going to say Control D. And there goes that's our high school logo. Okay, in the old days. So you can click here proportionally. I'm good with that. And notice that it didn't wrap around here, covering up. So if I turn the text wrap on, see how the type went around and then it came over here. Okay, so I want to put it back all in that one column and say auto fit. Looks pretty good. Okay, so now I want to pull this down and go over the picture. See how it went over the graphic of the G? And I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom here. Okay? So there. We got one more picture to go. Okay? So now this one we're just going to bring in normal. So we're going to go File, Place. This is the volleyball of 1973. And we're going to click Open. If I click, it just comes as you can see, it just came in big. It came in the size it is. I just want to go now. Let's try this again, or step backwards. I'm going to click and drag and say, I only want you to go 2 columns wide. And there you go. There's the picture. Or I can say, hey, I want to go 3 columns wide. Okay. Notice it's covering up type, right? Okay. So again, you say text wrap. There you go. We can actually push this up a little bit. So now it's not touching the photo. Okay. Not touching, not touching. Okay. Now our last thing is we want to make Greencastle's purple. That's my high school colors. I love purple. That's why. Okay. So we're going to change the font. We want Rockwell. And there is a reason you are going to use Rockwell. And we want to use bold. Or let's do extra bold. And we can make it a little bit smaller. Remember, now it's the Shift Control less than. Okay. Now, we are not purple yet. Okay. Use this little eyedropper. And you click right here. And we just made the text purple. Okay. And if I want, then I could pull this header up here. And notice that we pull this down. Now, the other thing we have is, see how everything is flush left? Okay. When we read in America, the books are usually justified. Any text is usually justified, not flush left. So all you have to do is take your text tool, you click inside anywhere. I could click over here or here and hit edit, select all. It was in there. I know what it is. It's Control A. I apologize. So I just know it as Control A. So I'm just going to hit Control A. So it selects it all. You can see what I mean by it's not justified. And now we're going to say right up here, this is centered. That's flush right. This is justified. Okay. And then we want to put a little bit of a tab where it's not, you can see the beginning of each paragraph. Okay. So you're going to go type tabs. And we're just going to, this little marker right here, we're going to type in 0.25. Okay. And click and then hit. And now, if I just hit tab right where, let's see, 14 points, players, there you go. The players, for more information, okay, on Friday the 13th, the Golden Perfect Season. I'm just going in, and all I'm doing is hitting a tab, one tab, and it justified it for me. The 1973. Now, here's what gets kind of funky. See this the word forever or the season ever kind of breaks that way. Okay. You see that? So we can pull this up. What I mean by that is we can take this, maybe push this up a hair. So it's now there's 2 lines. It's not, or you can bring it back down a little bit, but I think we'll be okay for this. See how you have one right here? You can pull down a little bit or push this up. Just push it up. Okay. And see how they're kind of even? Okay. So it's pretty easy. Okay. So I want you to make it look like this. Okay. And then when you zoom out, which is Control minus, okay, you're going to move it over here a little bit. Okay. I'll get these things out of the way. And then you are going to screenshot it. So you're going to say new. And all you got to do is just drag over, just like that, and screenshot. And then you're going to submit the screenshot. Okay. It's very easy. Notice this is 4 columns. We did a text wrap. We placed an image. We copied. Okay. So there's many things you can do in this project. Okay. And I think it's worth your while. Okay. And if you're done, then make sure you save it into your assignment folder. Okay. And good luck.